All right, everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm an avid herpetologist, and yes, I am finally back from an almost 2-week hiatus from making videos. It's just been a very busy couple of weeks due to some things that's been going on in my personal life, as well as, of course, the holidays here in the States over the last week. But I'm finally back after some very appreciated family time and had some exciting things to talk about today. For those of you who have been following the EX4 spoilers, the EX4 is already shaping up to look like a very exciting set. We've gotten lots of really cool things already in the form of things such as Chaos Gallantmon. I'm super excited for that. Chaos Gallantmon looks really neat. It's finally incentivizing the use of Megidramon from EX2, which I am a big fan of, if for no reason other than the beautiful alternate art. We've also got some other cool things like a brand new Sakuyamon line with Kuzuhamon leading it up. For those of you who haven't seen these spoilers, they're actually really neat. It's kind of combining the option play style of Sakuyamon with Aigastramon style of playing things out from sources. So it's actually a really cool play style. Excited for that. But the cards I really wanted to talk about are two that were spoiled just today, and those are Black Rapidmon and BlackMegagargomon. Now, I haven't made a whole lot of spoiler videos recently, just because, I'll be completely honest, there wasn't a whole lot the last set that got me super amped up. We got some very cool stuff coming down the line, like, Quartzmon, of course we have Chaosdramon X, but there wasn't a whole lot in that set that I was, like, super amped up about. If you are amped up about some of that stuff, of course, more power to you, but I just have a hard time getting excited for, Greymon line number 587, and of course we are getting another Greymon and Garurumon line in EX4, which I, again, am just kind of bored of, if I'm being completely honest. The same names over and over again, but we've got some new names today, and these two cards in particular look really cool. And I wanted to just do a quick little video talking about these cards, because I think they're going to have some really neat applications in the game moving forward. To begin with, we're going to talk about here Black Rapidmon, which is a level 5 cyborg, and yes, it is black. You see where this is going. This means it is, of course, fair game for Machinedramon decks, but there's actually a lot of other things about this card that I just think are really cool. To begin with, it digivolves for 3 from a 2-colored green Digimon or a card with Gargomon that is level 4. It has a new ability called Alliance, which, if I understand correctly, means that if you attack, you may suspend one of your other Digimon to buff this Digimon. I know it gets security attack +1. I think it gets a DP boost as well. It's actually a really cool ability. It helps your pieces in your stack be able to apply aggression instead of just your megas, which I think is really cool. I like that they're incentivizing being able to be aggressive with your lower level piles. It also has an end of attack where you can de-digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon. Basically just means that this version of Black Rapidmon is able to actually be pretty aggressive just by itself while it's on the board. Now, it also has an inheritable where once per turn, on your turn, when another Digimon is suspended by an effect, this Digimon gains piercing. Now, this is obviously meant to synergize with the effect of Alliance, where when you attack, you have the ability to suspend something else, which then, of course, would trigger piercing, which I think is kind of interesting. But I don't necessarily think that's super, super wild. If you're specifically talking about a Machinedramon shell, which of course I'm going to, this card is going to be competing directly with EX1 Metal Greymon, which I think still edges this card out. Having unconditional piercing is of course better by itself, and EX1 Metal Greymon actually does have a good in-play effect where you can pop something on swing. So if you are still choosing to play EX1 Metal Greymon, he's kind of been in and out of my own personal lists. I do think Metal Greymon still wins out in this particular instance. However, this is still interesting. I like that it's a good example of this new alliance mechanic, which I'm a big fan of, as well as just a good example, again, of showing how we are able to make some of our level 5s and even belows start to have a little bit more aggression, a little more pull and power in some of these stack building decks. But the real card that I wanted to talk about is actually the new Mega BlackMegagargomon. So this is a level 6 machine, which again means that it will have these synergies in a Machinedramon shell. Being a level 6 machine that is also black means you can add it to your hand off of an EX1 Cyborg Digivolution, and it will benefit from all the inheritables that specifically need a level 6 machine. Now, it is worth mentioning that this does not have any kind of in-play effects that tuck sources, so if you're thinking about the option of card attack of the Heavy Mobile, that will not work on this. However, this is still a very powerful card, and we're going to go over all of its effects because it has some really cool ones. To begin with, it does have, again, a alternate Digivolution requirement here where you can Digivolve for 4 from a green colored Digimon or a Rapidmon that is level 5. It also has an effect that is really awesome. where at the end of your turn, once per turn, until the end of your opponent's turn, up to 2 of your green or black Digimon gain blocker and reboot. This is really cool. This is another good example of what I keep talking about on this channel, which is power creep, in my opinion, done correctly. This is a mega level body with a very impactful effect that is not going to break the game. Giving blocker and reboot is very powerful, but it is not going to win the game for you. Basically, what this card is going to end up doing is creating a very powerful, just on-board presence. Basically, what this is going to do is do something that I refer to as a fair game. It's not going to do like cheating Digivolution requirements. You're not cheating anything into play. It's just giving a very powerful, robust effect to your field, and those are the kind of effects that I personally love to see in Digimon. So this is a very powerful, very versatile effect. In the case of a Machine Dramon deck, that means that if you play a Machine Dramon with this in play, you don't have to use sources to give blocker or reboot. You can save those and put other sources under it and keep the blocker reboot for something else. Or if this already has blocker or reboot or both, you can then choose to give Machine Dramon or something else blocker reboot. So the fact that you can choose any two, you can choose himself or any other two, is really versatile. It gives him a lot of different plays. I really do like this card. I think it's actually going to be very good. If you choose to build a dedicated deck around BlackMegagargomon, I think you'll be able to find that it is able to provide a lot of passive aggression and defense, and that is thanks to the second ability that it also has, where on all turns, once per turn, and anytime another Digimon, yours or your opponent's, is suspended, you can unsuspend this Digimon. So if you are on your turn and you attack with Megagargomon, you will, of course, you break a security, destroy something, whatever you want. And then if you attack with something else, he will unsuspend and then have another free attack. Or you can, of course, give him blocker, just leave him up as a blocker if you want, if you choose not to use his effect on himself, so you can have himself with blocker and then 2 other things with blocker. It gives you a lot of options here, but it lets you potentially get an extra attack off of him. And because this is a once per turn on either player's turn, if he does have blocker through his effect or an inheritable, and he blocks an opponent's Digimon, if they attack with something else, he will then unsuspend and be able to block again. Having this effect on both turns, very similar to Examon, as we've seen with Examon, is very, very powerful. And I'm, again, just super, super happy to see this card. I think this is such a great direction. Green and black now, between the new black Gargomon line, as well as the new Tyrannomon line that's going to be coming out in BT 11. Black and green seems like a very fun color combination. I really, really like the design space of this card, and I'm really excited to see what kind of things it can do. I am absolutely planning on, again, trying this out in Machine Dramon lists once we get to EX4. It's worth mentioning this card is also going to be phenomenal in a lot of other archetypes. I'd really love to see a dedicated, Gargomon, Rapidmon deck built around this. I think that would be really cool. It's also a really nice addition to dedicated black blocker lists, things that run things like Craniumon. I think this card would be phenomenal in. So yeah, it's just really, really cool. These are the first spoilers I've actually been super hyped up about in a little while, if I'm being honest, but these really do have me hyped. I think these cards are super interesting. It's another cool design space to be in, and I can't wait to see where else EX4 is going. That's pretty much it. As I said, I just wanted to keep this video kind of short. I do apologize for not being around more. I'm very excited to be making more videos. I'm still cooking up an EX4 deep dive video. That's probably going to be one of the next ones I make. I'm just waiting on one more card to come in the mail, so I have everything physically here. So I'll have all the cards to be able to actually get into that deep dive. I've been tweaking my own personal EX4 list. I've been having a ton of fun with that deck. Please feel free to tune into our next couple of streams, because I will absolutely be playing lots more EX4 there. For those of you who were looking forward to tonight's deck roulette stream, I do sincerely apologize. Unfortunately, our host did ask if we could move the stream, and we are always, of course, more than willing to accommodate. It is their restaurant. They are free to do whatever they want, of course. We have no issues with that whatsoever. So I did want to just once again publicly thank our host so much for even giving us the opportunity to do those streams there. And whenever he is ready for us to come back and do that stream, we will absolutely do it. Me and the rest of our group, we're very excited to try deck roulette. Hope you guys are excited to watch us try deck roulette. So yeah, be sure to come back to the channel and tune into that. It's going to be a lot of fun. With that, I am an avid herpetologist. If you guys are still liking the content, please feel free to like and subscribe and leave a comment down below. I still like talking to you guys. I love hearing your insight. I want to know what you guys are most excited for in the Digimon sets coming up. But yeah, with that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your evening. I am an avid herpetologist, and I will see you all next time.